Since time immemorial, humans have waged war. Some scholars believe these wars are started over limited resources, religions, or possibly the rule of threes. Two comics from Houston, Texas believe that all strife comes from one group of people looking at another group of people and thinking, that group's hats are silly, and I hate them. Welcome to Silly Hats, a history podcast, with your hosts Will Loden and Nick Palermo.
Welcome to Silly Hats. I'm Will Loden.
I'm Nick Palermo.
And we have a theory, I think.
We do have a theory. It's theory that all human conflict boils down to one group of people looking at another group of people and being like, hey, those hats are dumb. We should have all of your things.
All your shit.
Yeah. So that's our theory, and we prove it through different conflicts on the podcast.
Different conflicts historically. If you've been a long-time listener to the podcast, you're going to notice today that I do not have my prop. My trusty iPad was stolen. It was stolen, and I just to the thief. I bet the thief doesn't know he's a hathead yet, but. He's gonna try to break into my iPad and realize that there's just a lot of mouth fucking porn and weird history facts divided into two different folders. But
wait, which is divided into the face fucking porn or the history?
No, they're in the same folder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just
you like it's like a roulette of what you're into right now. Like,
right.
What am I doing? Am I?
Oh man, the Byzantine Empire.
Or am I wasting some time?
See, that's a lot of the fun things that we like to laugh about. This thief is not a laughing matter. He broke into my car, shattered the window. I leave my car unlocked when I am out on the town because I don't want that shit to happen.
That's a good advice I got from older comics. Like, just leave your shit unlocked, because then at least they'll go through your car, realize there's nothing, and won't smash your windows.
Yeah.
Didn't work this time.
Did not work this time, which is part of the reason that made me so angry. I was so angry when I was drunk driving home with that shattered windshield. It ruined the tint. So I got
and that's I miss drunk driving. And that's like a fun, on the way back, you've had a good night. You got some stories rattling.
I had a good set. I was working on some new material that hit. The hang was fine.
Yeah.
Smoked a little weed for the first time in a long time.
And you're like, if you're like me, I'm like, I'm going to listen to this song on the way home. And you're like, I'm going to choose, this is going to be fun. Yeah. And then then you just got the breeze fucking up the song.
Shattering the window. Yeah. And no, I had a friend coming home with me, and they're like, oh no, and I was like, all right, I'll just take the fucking pictures. Luckily my insurance was fine, and a huge shout out to AppleCare for immediately allowing me to get a new iPad. It's coming in January.
Oh, I was gonna say, where is it?
Yeah. That it is currently in China, or probably on the docks somewhere in Los Angeles.
Nice.
But we're not getting it for a while. So once again, to the thief, go fuck yourself, because now I have to read my own handwriting.
But see, he color-coded it. Look, it's color-coded.
Yeah, I color-coded everything just because I'm already kind of blind.
I was going to go autistic.
You can yeah. I'm one of the ones that's good at piano. And yeah, no, now I had to handwrite everything, which I already keep a couple of handwritten notes, and just know that I wish you all of the genital warts. I hope that your family life is filled with strife.
I mean, to be fair, he's out there smashing windows.
Outside of comedy clubs.
His family life's probably not awesome.
Right, yeah. It's
it's probably not like, man, I can't wait to get home to the kids.
Yeah, exactly. He takes off his fedora from Mad Men and just kisses his children after the office was rough.
Here you go, honey. Here's a 34-year-old comedian's things.
Yeah, exactly. Why is it covered in sticky?
What is this little bag of white powder? Give it to Papa.
Yeah, give that one to Papa. But today we're going to be talking about a it's a silly hat conflict of mine. So there are a lot
of yours.
One of my favorites. One of the ones that I'm most fascinated by. When you're a kid and you figure out how a stick can look like your dick and a sword, and then you start figuring out what the Crusades are. And
You
so
have your dick is thin and branches off.
yeah, exactly. It's a thick U branch. It's very willowy.
It's got leaves.
Yeah, yeah. It's pubes on the top. It's like the last Lorax.
I call the leaves pubes.
Exactly. What's that upside down dick doing in the ground? No, but today we're going to talk about the First Crusade.
Okay.
The First Crusade, it was one of about, it's been argued 1 to 5 crusades.
So is that who's it versus who's who?
Well, what we've got Western Europe.
Ease up off this mic a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I came in hot.
Damn it.
You're right.
Look,
You're right.
look. I get it. You got your stuff stolen.
I'm worked up. Yeah, it's a lot of Western European powers, mostly France and some Normans who conquered Italy, and then also we've got on the opposite side we've got the Seljuk Turks and the Fatima Caliphate of Egypt.
Say that first one again.
Seljuk. It's like SELJUK. Like
This would be right up on your iPad. If you
yeah,
still have
exactly.
it. This would be ready to
Yeah.
go. Put your phone down. I
No,
don't care that much.
I've got a couple of things out for the phone just to make sure. But yeah, it's the Seljuk Turks. Yeah. So the way this story starts, really,
And this is the First Crusade.
just the First Crusade.
This is the original.
This is OG Crusade.
This is Godfather 1.
It came out hot. Everyone really enjoyed it.
A classic.
Yeah, an absolute. Yeah. It was 1094 when
On the AMC of Crusade channels,
Yeah,
they replay this hoe a lot.
every year. Actually, every year they used to have Crusades Week on the History Channel in between like Aliens and Hitler.
They replaced it with Shark Week.
Yeah, the Discovery Channel did.
Smart,
Yeah,
smart.
it was yeah. This originally starts with a guy with one of the silliest hats, I'd say,
Nice.
Pope Urban the second. So
I love their Pope names.
Yeah.
They're just
yeah, no, Pope. His name was originally Ola, and he was from outside of Toulouse, so he was a French Pope. And at that time, there was an anti-Pope, so there was like some East Coast West Coast battles going on.
There's an
between,
anti-Pope.
Yeah.
Did he have a really small
Yeah,
hat and dress in black? Like
I wish, but yeah, no. This was during a time when, basically, so in 1054, you have the Eastern and Western schism. So like before that, it's just the church. All right,
there
And
was just the one.
there was just the one church.
You got
And-
the Kleenex of
right, exactly.
religions.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
brand.
it was the toilet tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a huge schism because there were 5 main guys. There were the patriarchs. They called themselves patriarchs. They were the biggest holy men in the biggest cities of their regions. So there were
What made them holy men? Were they like? Did they just say that?
They were the second or third sons of noblemen, so they're like, I can't be king, so I better just. Like,
So I'm a prophet.
yeah, exactly. So
God loves me. Not enough to like put me in charge.
Right.
But like,
Well, that's where a lot of the arguments got into. Like you look at a lot of these popes. A lot of these popes love fucking.
well, therein lies the rub. You see.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted to be in charge, and so you see these different papal states expanding. And like Rome, the Roman guy, he was like, I am the Pope. And then
All the other ones are like, this is the first. Do you know who my dad is?
yeah, exactly. Because there were these main patriarchs. One of them was in Constantinople. One of them was in Antioch, which was a huge city back then. That was like the L.A. of the 11th century.
Antioch.
Antioch, yeah. And then there was one in Alexandria. And there was one in Jerusalem. Jerusalem being,
That's OG religion. That's
the cradle of religions. So there's this schism in 1054 where the Pope in Rome, he was called the Patriarch of Rome. He was like, I'm the fanciest boy, and
look at my fancy
yeah,
shoes.
look at my fancy shoes and my fancy hat.
Prada.
Bloody shoes, quite literally. I have the biggest hat, and then a lot of the ones in the East, they said, "Yo, first off, we speak a different language. We speak Greek. You speak Latin. How about we just do our own thing, and you can fuck right off." And there was some.
How'd the Pope feel about that?
he didn't care for it. And there were some
To put it mildly.
Well, I mean, he doesn't swear, but
wasn't a fan.
They both basically the Grand Patriarch of what will become the Orthodox Church, the Eastern Orthodox Church. They basically both excommunicated each other. They're like, "You're not going to heaven." It's like
You can't come to my party. No, you can't come to my party.
You can't fire me. I quit. and so that happens. There's 50 years where neither of these two religious guys are talking to each other, but
The eye of the storm.
yes,
As it were.
But then these Muslim guys start coming in everywhere.
I don't care for how you said that. Go on.
Okay, there we go. These guys who are even more different than the Eastern Orthodox and the Roman Catholic guys. They're like,
Hey, what's up, y'all? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
What do you even do? You don't need pork? Get out of here. That's stupid.
Let's all kill them, then we'll get back to killing each other.
Right. Exactly. So in 1094, the emperor of the Byzantine Emperor Constantis, he writes a letter to the Pope in Rome. It's like, hey, if you could send some Western soldiers over here so we can fight these Muslims, because they're even worse than our difference. We still both believe in Jesus. And then you're like,
At
well,
least.
the Muslims think that Jesus is a prophet. Yeah, but he's not the son of God.
What up? Yeah.
Look at their hats.
They look different.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want to put too fine a point on it. But
Exactly. So Pope Urban starts. He does this big preaches this big sermon in Clermont in France in 1095.
Pope Urban sounds like Joel Osteen's rap name.
Yeah.
I make all my money from mixtapes.
Yeah. It's literally an urban church, and that's not So then Urban he offers his pilgrimage for penance. So basically, if you are a knight or you are a Christian warrior and you fight all the way to Jerusalem, that will absolve you of murdering all the way to Jerusalem.
That's so funny. Whatever you've sinned before, just do like way worse sins, but for me, to keep my power.
Yep.
And then God will be like, "That's cool."
Yeah, exactly. So he does that, and then I don't know if you've ever seen the movie with Orlando Bloom.
Probably not.
With I forgot what it is called, like Crusade or something. I don't know.
It's real on the nose.
Yeah, exactly. They go to the Holy Land. That was like the Third Crusade, but they always everyone starts saying God wills it, and so what Pope Urban was thinking was that it would be a lot of like noblemen that wanted to go to Jerusalem. Unfortunately, poor people were really stoked on religion.
I was gonna say, I was like, was it a lot of people fleeing debts and whatnot?
Yes. A lot of scummy people. There was this one guy by the name of Peter the Hermit, who was going around and saying like, "We've got to start this crusade right now," and all the nobles were like, "Are you going to be a part of our thing?" He goes, "No, I'm doing my own thing with a bunch of like illiterate people who think I'm a prophet."
And you can't get to them with your knowledge.
Right. And so he starts the Peoples Crusade, which is like 40,000 illiterate French countryside people.
Just hitting each other and whoever they see.
They were marching through the Rhineland, and they killed like 10,000 Jews on the way.
See, they took the wrong road because they couldn't read the sign.
Exactly.
They gave you a fork.
They went like broop, broop, and just murdered a bunch of people in the Rhineland, and then they were starving by the time they got to Hungary, so they kept killing
that's
other.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put wonky sound effects for sure. Yeah.
So by the time they get to Hungary, which once again, this is an Eastern Orthodox Christian state, they just start robbing everyone there because they're hungry and tired, and
countries don't want to let in a marauding army.
Oh, a marauding, starving army that doesn't speak the language.
Hey, just come on in.
Yeah,
I'm sure this will end well.
Yeah, exactly.
Here are my daughters.
It always ends well. by the time they get across the Danube River into the Byzantine kingdom.
Man, you mentioned the Danube River a lot. A lot of shit happens around the Danube River.
I mean, it's one of the crossroads of the world.
I had never heard of it.
No, it's one of the crossroads of the world, especially if you're talking Western Civ. I know a lot of people are going to be like,
Western Civ?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
not Eastern Civ?
Not Eastern Civ. I got to get better at that, I know.
I'm a North Civ guy.
Yeah, you're a North Civ guy. Well, we need to talk about a lot of more Swedish stuff
Santa
later.
Claus.
There we go. South Civ. And then, so by the time they get into the Byzantine Empire, the Byzantines are just like, they just ferry them immediately over into the Anatolia, like across the Bosphorus Strait from like, they were like, just go over there.
Well, whatever.
That's where all the Turks are. Like, go get them. And
hey, they said your mother's a whore around there.
Yeah, exactly. No, we'll get you on the boats over there.
Yeah.
Here's a little food. Get out of here. And they are immediately ambushed by actual soldiers and slaughtered.
Oh.
So everyone was taking this really long route from France through like parts of Germany, through Italy, through Hungary, all the way into Turkey to just get killed.
I don't even know how they. I never understand how they found things or like got information. Like they're like send reinforcements. It's like this is a letter. By the time, even if I did it right when I got it, by the time they got to you,
right,
I'd assume you'd be slaughtered.
Right.
What the fuck? What's the point of this letter?
Logistics, logistics were crazy back then. That's one of the fascinating things about like when you try to learn about like modern stock markets and stuff, like because information is so like transmutable. It's like you used to be able to commit fraud, like to like run over and be like, these guys lost, and they go, oh no, sell everything.
Yeah, D.B. Cooper got on a plane by being like, I'm D.B. Cooper. Like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Cool name.
Sounds memorable.
Yeah, exactly. So after the Peoples Crusade, they got really jacked up. That's not really counted as the First Crusade. The First Crusade was
It was just a bunch of drunk illiterates.
Yeah, exactly, from France. This next crusade, it's run by a couple of major guys. We have Godfried and his brother Baldwin of Bouillon. We have Raymond of Toulouse. And we have Beaumont and Tancred of Taranto. And I can't, it's Taranto.
Which one of those things is not like the, okay, the first time you said it, that sounded like a trailer park.
Yeah, Taranto. Yeah. Taranto, Sicily. Yeah.
Take a left at Taranto.
Yeah. Exactly. And they get together an army of about 60,000 people. A lot of them are knights. A lot of them are heavy armored. A lot of them are actually like trained professionals.
So the knights, just generally, they just sit around and wait for this sort of shit to happen?
So
what does a knight do?
A knight, like, all right, the rise of knights really comes after. So you have the fall of the Western Roman Empire, which is in like 520 AD, and then you have like a couple of weird things happen. You see Europe break up, and yeah, in essence, the knights just protect their lord, and
they like
just
stand around in shiny shit.
They stand. Yeah, they train all the time,
okay,
and then
they're just a bunch of bodyguards.
Yeah. They're just a bunch of very heavily armored bodyguards that are very well trained. So like a lot of war at that time, especially in Western Europe, you have your knights who are crazy armored, and then just peasant farmers.
Okay, so they're like the Secret Service, but they can't sneak up on anybody.
Right,
you just
right.
Clanking.
Yeah, exactly. They drink a lot too.
Yeah.
And they commit a bunch of really heinous crimes. Like most of these knights.
I said like the Secret Service. I said that. Okay, don't beat a dead horse here, Will.
Social commentary, you idiot. So these are the main guys. They get 60,000 people in their army, which is more than any army we've seen since the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Like this is the biggest army in the past 700 years.
Yeah,
I would say.
It doesn't sound impressive, but that's because I'm used to like modern day numbers.
Right.
60,000. But again, to get 60,000 people in the same place at the same time
and it not be a college football game.
Sounds like a fucking feat,
right? Yeah, no, and then to get them all to march, to get Arkansas Razorback Stadium to march to Jerusalem,
same distance, across an ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's there's a lot of sort of stuff going on. They start marching from France and from Italy, and these Beaumont and Tancred of Taranto. They're from Normandy, so they're like kin to William the Conqueror and stuff, like the guy who conquered England. They're
I
like,
bet that gave him a complex.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, no, dude, big Viking dudes who took the north of France and then just started invading. Like this Bohemund and Tancred guy, when they got into the Byzantine Empire, they were like, oh, we've been here before. We used to raid these guys all the time. And now we're having...
Bohemund and Tancred, they sound like characters on Double Dragon, like their video game.
Yeah,
like they're back to back.
So by the time they get there, Alexius of the Byzantine Empire, Alexius Constantis, he was just like, yeah, I was hoping for a couple of mercenaries to fight these Turks. You came with like an actual army. Are you going to give us our stuff back after you take it?
Because I kind of feel like you're not. Man.
Then he goes, because the guys, the land that the Seljuk Turks have, that used to be our land. So if you guys go in there and you fight them, are you gonna give us our land back?
And I hate to do this, but it's like because I always make mob references. But it's like hey, come help me. These guys are fucking with my business. Sure, no problem. Exactly. We help you. And it's like
now we own a percentage of the business,
and
right?
it's 95%.
Yeah, this is not a one-time fee.
Yeah, it's ours now. Right. Exactly. Now you're bankrupt. We're selling all your things.
We're selling all your things and then burning it for insurance money.
We use every part of the animal.
Yeah, exactly. Literally the whole buffalo, except buffaloes won't be talked about for a couple of years.
That's what they call their victims, buffaloes.
Yeah.
Couple of buffaloes over there.
Couple of buffaloes over there. Just and so Alexius of the Byzantine Empire, he's like, I'm going to make y'all all swear oaths to give us the land back when y'all go try to get to Jerusalem. And they go, oh, okay, we'll swear with oaths.
Yeah. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And so,
I wasn't going to take it, but now I am. You fucking asshole. How dare you treat me like this? You fucking piece of shit. I hold all the cards.
And so, yeah, exactly. So then they go over to the Turkish side, and they the first place they attack is this place called Nicaea. It's where the Nicene Creed came up. The Nicene Creed is, of course, the Christian creed. Like, we believe the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Learn something new every day, right?
Yeah,
you know?
a lot.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. So the first siege at Nicaea, the Crusader army is the reason they're called Crusaders actually too is because they would wear a cross, and in Greek that just like it means like cross axe, and they're like Crusada, and and they're like, oh, Crusaders. It's not as cool as the Nicene Creed thing.
No, not
but
at all.
You know.
That's just language.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
There's no badass story behind it. This is how we say it. Fine.
Okay, cool. Mozzarella.
Whatever. Fucking dicks.
So they surround. This is in Seljuk territory, and the Seljuk Turks are really unorganized. So it was the first Crusaders were having a great time just bribing individual lords and getting the Turks to fight against one each other. Mm-hmm. And at Nicaea, this Crusader army was ready to murder and take shit, and they were super stoked on it. And then the lord of Nicaea surrendered to the Byzantine Empire, and so these guys just got straight blue balls.
Oh shit! Yeah. Someone else suffered. Yeah. Certainly.
So badly.
Like, well, we had to walk an extra half day to slaughter.
Right. This is not good. Yeah. Yeah. So so they're leaving, and they're like, hey, and so the Byzantine emperor wouldn't let his partners inside of Nicaea, and so the Crusaders got really mad, and they went over to Antioch, which is another town. Sorry, let me pull back for a second.
Getting excited.
Yeah. There was a big battle at Doryama, which Bohemund of one of those goddamn places.
You said so many places.
Bohemund of Taranto. He was of the vanguard. Godfrey of Bouillon was at the back. There was a big attack by some Turkish guys. They won. Then they chopped everyone's head off. You know, just doing cool stuff like that.
Yeah, good measure.
At that time, Baldwin of Bouillon, Godfrey's younger brother, got invited by some Armenian Christians over to just a little town of Odessa.
Hey, bud, want to come over?
Hi, bud. There's a lot of mean Muslim guys over here. You want to take your private army and just come over and be? What if we called you a count? What if we call you the Count of Odessa?
We're making that up. That means nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that spooky? Do you want to? You want to be the Count of Odessa?
Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds regal.
So Baldwin, who's from France, goes to this town in the Anatolia, almost the Levant, and he's like, "All right, this is where I live now. This is all my stuff." Alexius of Byzantium's like, "You're gonna give that back to me, right?" And he goes, "No."
You didn't make me sign a note.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have made me sign a note.
I was going to, but then you broke the oath that we had to swear because you didn't give me enough water while I was over here, and basically, so yeah, he becomes the
child.
So yeah, that's the first Crusader principality in
like
the New World.
like an ISIS state.
Yeah. I wasn't going to see.
I wasn't going to make that apt comparison.
Oh yeah, it's a super apt comparison. They are a militant religious group that took over a part of the. Yeah, all right, yep, that's an ISIS state. That's
right.
Yep.
Okay,
It's right there.
What did their flag look like?
It was a cross. It was a cross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we covered that.
Yeah. So then so some of the armies peeled off and was hanging out in Odessa. So they marched down to Antioch, and in October
The
of
only thing
10
I know about Antioch is there's a old-timey. That's how I learned about old-timey radio shows. There's this like Antioch radio show channel, and
Yeah.
it plays like Dragnet and Gunsmoke.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'll have to check that out. But yeah, no, that's cool. I love Dragnet and Gunsmoke.
Hell yeah.
The Battle of Antioch seemed hopeless because the Crusader army was starving by that time. So they were running out of water. It's still a desert, and it's still hot when you're walking through a desert. They've surrounded Antioch, but they don't have enough. They've gone from like 60,000 men to like 40,000 men. Like people are starting to give up and go home and do all these things. But luckily, once again, Bohemund of Taranto, he saves the day. He bribed a guy who was in a tower, and he stuck 60 men up into the tower and then came down and opened the gates, and everyone in Antioch got murdered once again. Like
that guy was like, man, he gave me $10 though. What the fuck? Your whole family's murdered.
Yeah. No, you were cool, right? So after the Crusaders get in, they start killing everyone, and they're like, God wills it.
As Crusaders do.
God wills it. God wills it. Then the governor of Mosul, his name's Herboga. It's Herboga.
The amount of people that think God wants you to indiscriminately slaughter is shocking.
Oh my gosh, wildly!
It's crazy.
Yeah,
like all those nice parts, but he's also like murder everyone.
Everyone different than you.
This is a bipolar ass God you got.
He is. So Herboga brings this huge army over from Mosul and surrounds Antioch with the Crusaders inside of it now. So now they're on the inside. Luckily, there's a priest who goes into one of the churches and he finds a holy relic, because those are real. He finds himself.
He found Jesus' gun, so he got out of this.
Jesus' machine gun.
Nice.
It was the lance that pierced Jesus' side after he was dead.
I was kind of close.
Yeah, no, it's called the Lance of Longinus, because Longinus was the guy who stabbed him. He was a Roman soldier.
I know about this from a Netflix fiction show.
Exactly, super powered relic. Yeah, no, it's basically there was a part where Longinus, who was a Roman soldier, was testing to see if Jesus was dead, so he just stabbed him in the side.
What? They didn't have like a mirror to hold under his nose?
Exactly, no mirror.
Or just their hand?
Right.
Maybe eyeball his chest rising?
Just a Roman soldier just going, yeah, he's dead. But
we do everything with knives.
Yeah, that's just how we do it. Yeah, it's the Lance of Longinus. After they stabbed him, blood and water shot out of him. Blood and water.
He's good. He's alive.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're like, that's a miracle. Blood and water? It's normally just blood. Wow.
See?
Much
and
blood.
Then they stuck someone else. See? That's just blood.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. And so that, yeah, that got them real jacked up. And so instead of staying inside, because they were a smaller group of crusaders than this huge army for her Boga. The Crusaders they were like, you know what? JC was here. If we touch this, one, we're free from sinning. So like all these murders that we just committed right here in Antioch, forgiven.
And all the many murders we're going to commit, and the rapes.
Don't forget the rape.
And pillaging.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
We're taking the things, too.
Take the things, take the nice things, take the bad things, take all the things.
Break anything you don't take.
Break anything you don't take. Burn it. The Crusaders, they open up the gates to Antioch and they run out, and then they kill.
They Alamo'd him?
Yeah, something like that. Except they won. You know, like, they rushed out and beat the Turks. And then everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is great, awesome, we're the best." A couple more bosses went home. Bohemund decided that Antioch was his. He called himself the Sheriff of Antioch. That's for real.
That's so funny. Like, what's a sheriff? Like, I'm the sheriff.
Exactly.
He made up that word.
Yeah. He's like, I'm the Sheriff of Antioch.
Like, is that like a prince? Shut up.
Yeah. I'm kind of, because I'm the top. Yeah. He's the Prince Sheriff of Antioch. He did that on June 7th of.
Well, I mean, really, who's going to argue?
Right.
You know, at that point.
Right. Right. So then they start marching down to Jerusalem. By this time, Bohemund stayed aside. Baldwin has stayed back. Baldwin's, big boy in Odessa. Bohemund is chilling in Antioch. His son Tancred is chilling there
just
too.
Pounding tall boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did they march to Jerusalem with love in their hearts?
Yeah, one would hope. I don't know if you've heard a lot from this story thus far. A lot of.
I don't know. Maybe I never know. You know, maybe there's like a fill of innocent blood. You know, you're like,
Right,
maybe you get your fill at some point. I don't know.
So by the time they get to Jerusalem,
I'm no marauder. Who am I to say?
Who am I to judge? I don't know. Like, that is what a funny thing about modern history is. Like, we can't really judge people from that. No, that's a lot of death.
You can judge.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things you can judge.
Yeah. Exactly. So this 60,000 person force has gotten down to 15,000 people. That's
Oof.
like they've lost a lot of people walking down.
But apparently it's still a pretty big army back in those
Still
times,
a big old army. Still.
And then you got a big, like, all those dead people to block people from coming behind. No one can sneak up on you because of your dead.
Yeah. So the Turks by this time. So we're still just talking about the Seljuk Turks. We're getting into Fatima Caliphate area, which is Muslims from Egypt. These are the people that own Egypt, and they have this part of Levant, and then the Turks have this part of Levant, and they were fighting each other, so they didn't unite to fuck with everyone else. And so then the Fatimid Caliphite people, they're like, oh shit, because they tried to become. They're like, do you want to do an alliance so we can fuck up these Turks? And
just real quick.
Yeah, just real. And they were like, no, we're going for Jerusalem. They're like, well, wait, we own Jerusalem.
Yeah, we know. That's why we're not doing an alliance, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, this was months ago. And letters.
Learning another language. Like, it's not like these Egyptians, like, they're like, what are these dirty barbarians speaking? And they're like, French. Why is this not working?
Yeah.
Can we speak Latin? No, you don't speak Latin.
Yeah, all right, well, die.
Yeah, exactly. And so, as they're getting down there, the Fatima, the Fatima Caliphate and the Turks, they're like, "Oh shit, these guys are for real." Want to know what they've never dealt with before? That's right, the desert. We're gonna start poisoning water. We're gonna start abandoning places. We're not gonna around Jerusalem. We're gonna cut down the last of the old forests so they can't get wood to build siege equipments. And like so, they're doing some smart stuff like that.
That's smart.
Poisoning people. The Fatima Caliphate trained assassins. They were the people that came up with the term assassin, hashashin. They used to smoke a bunch of hashish.
Oh, really? That's what it comes from?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds so badass. They're just like, we get fucked
up
up
and murdered.
and murdered.
Yeah.
Real slow though. I'm making these noises.
Right.
They see me coming a lot.
Right. And so by the time that the Crusaders got to Jerusalem, the first day they saw it, I think it was the 15th of July when they first saw it, and everyone like started weeping and was like, "Oh my God!"
It's like when kids see Disneyland.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
There's Mickey.
Weeping and screaming. I've killed so many people to be here.
There's more infidels
What are they doing here?
in their land.
Yeah, in their land that they've had for a really long time.
Whatever, God wills it.
God, that's God does will it. So before they did their final assault, they basically reenacted the walls of Jericho thing, where they marched around the walls blowing horns, and then had they had a preacher come up and preach on the Mount of Olives, which is where Jesus sweat blood and all that.
Old war was so proper.
Yeah.
Like, well, why is there trumpets and
Dude.
drummer boys involved? Like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
My arch enemy. We're trying to murder each other's families. Here with your fucking trumpeters.
Not
right?
sending anyone into exile. I'm not doing any of this bullshit. Yeah, yeah.
Fucking nobody learned.
Poison the wells.
Yeah.
Kill the children. Bomb the weddings. No.
Shoot at the ops.
Yeah. So yeah, they get to they get there. Godfrey of Bouillon and the boys, they attack. They're able to breach the walls, and then they just let everyone go.
Really?
No, they murdered everyone inside. Are you kidding me?
I was gonna say that seems
a
weird change.
Way out. No,
They're like, Jerusalem. There's something really religious here.
Yeah. What am I forgetting?
We have fucked up.
Yeah.
I am so sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I touched the Wailing Wall, and now, whew, I see the
They
error in my ways.
murdered everyone, and then everyone like shook hands, like patted where they thought Jesus died.
Is that why it's called the Dead Sea?
I don't know. It's been called the Dead Sea for way longer than that, but that'd be funny.
Thank you.
Godfrey of Bouillon becomes he's called the Defender of the Holy Sepulchre. He decides to take Jerusalem for himself. Once again, not giving it back to the Byzantine Empire.
No. Why? No one gives anything back.
No,
It's
no.
crazy. Alliance. All of this is crazy nonsense. Like contracts, agreements. This is all bullshit. And it's not less bullshit now.
Right. Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah.
It just seems less bullshit because there's no, like, notaries.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
just because the news reports it doesn't mean it's less bullshit now.
Right, exactly.
Treaties mean
Nothing.
nothing.
Hey, we're gonna get carbon emissions down in fifth, third. Yeah.
Until it doesn't help us,
Yeah.
then fuck you.
Yeah.
What the fuck do we owe to you?
Exactly.
That's how everyone feels. It's crazy.
Yeah. Here's just a fun fact from the side. They couldn't build siege equipment for a long time, but then these ships from Italy, because like these Italian ships came, they're like, hey, here's some more supplies. And
Like, funny you say that. We're taking those fucking ships.
they did. They broke those ships down.
Get out of your ship.
What are you doing? You're shooting catapults now. You're not a sailor. That's not what I've trained my entire life to do. It's just pull the fucking lever.
Oh. Other Italian stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And then most everyone leaves. So at the end of the First Crusade, you have four different principalities. You have the Principality of Odessa. You have the county of Thermopylae. You have Antioch and Jerusalem. They're all owned by French knight guys. And this First Crusade sets off another 300, actually closer to 200 years of crusades. Yeah. So
it sounds like they just kind of switched up people a little bit.
yeah,
And just
no.
murdered a bunch.
They
It doesn't
they
even
murdered
like,
so
I
much.
mean, it seems like you could have all just stayed where you were and not done this.
Right. But I needed Jesus' forgiveness for all those murders I committed. What do you not get about this?
I feel like we're talking in circles.
Yeah. Exactly. No. Hey, Godfrey, can you explain this? Well, I had to go over there to apologize for all the murders that I committed.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound silly when you say it out loud?
Come here, sit down. Just Chris Hansen, Crusaders. Just like, oh, come here.
What are you doing here? What are you doing?
What are you doing here? I just came to see where baby Jesus was.
I just heard there were some Muslims here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And what are you going to do with the Muslims?
Murder all of them. That's what.
Let's go to the chat.
Let's. Yeah. Butchered everyone inside. There was one final battle, the Battle of Ascalon, where the Fatimids tried to retake Jerusalem and they couldn't. And they don't retake Jerusalem for another like 175 years. But that's when
Seems like a lot of people fight over that Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's the cradle of 3 different religions. So like a lot of Jews hung out there for a long time.
Still do.
Still, as a matter of fact, they still do. I don't know if you're familiar with that region right now.
A lot more well-armed.
Yeah.
And their cyber hackers
Yeah.
are real good.
Yeah, real
Woo.
good. Mossad, not fucking around.
No, Mossad does not. Krav Maga.
Yeah. Tough Hungarian guys. Yeah. So
We're just naming Israeli stuff.
Yeah, Israeli stuff. Yeah.
Waze. The founder used to be in Mossad.
Yep. So I think I who won the First Crusade? I would say definitely the Crusaders.
Well, it's named after them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean-
Exactly. No, that's like, hey. Well, I mean, Jaws is named after Jaws. No, I mean the First Crusade. I would say definitely the whites win. French win.
Yeah.
French and Normans win. Sets off a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And that part of the world that we can cover some other time,
That we're still feeling the effects of today.
You know what? I think we are.
What you think?
I think we are. It gets pretty confusing over the next.
It's weird how
1,000
much we
years.
repeat shit.
So like the Muslims took it over. When?
Fucking win.
600, 1200, and then it was theirs again until like 1945.
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows. A lot of people are not happy there. The infrastructure gets bombed out pretty quickly.
And that's not a euphemism.
No, that's not. Yeah.
I mean, literal
bombing. Yeah.
bombs.
Yeah. Less
Iron
Chamba
fist?
juice. You know what I'm saying?
More iron globes. Is that what they call the missile thing?
Yeah. Those iron domes. Yeah,
Iron
yeah,
dome.
Yeah. Those, yeah. But I would definitely I would say that the First Crusaders.
I would say it's based off of who it's named after.
Right.
There
you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I would say that's who won that one. By the time of the Fifth Crusade, no. I think his name's Suleiman the Magnificent comes in and.
Are you making that up?
No. I think his name's Suleiman the Magnificent.
Suleiman the Magnificent?
Yes.
That is. That sounds like a guy that does magic and comedy. You know? He's got a silly fucking goofy wig on. He's like, it's part of my act.
I think it's Salahaddin.
That sounds way less silly.
Yeah. I'm Suleiman the Magnificent.
Suleiman the Magnificent.
My favorite.
Like a magic school bus character.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here to teach you about salamanders.
Yeah. One of my favorite that I ever saw was a guy named Dr. Silly, who was he was a science comedy thing where he would just he would build like those fucking volcanoes and then do kids jokes.
But it's cum.
Yeah, exactly.
Cum's coming out of the volcano. Get it?
Exactly.
This one time I saw a guy before stage at an open mic. He just started putting on, he had a rainbow clown wig. He was just wearing a suit, normal guy, and then before he went up, he started to adjust it and put it on just right. I'm like, make sure you get it good.
Yeah.
That's gonna really set this set off.
Yeah. And then he's like, what are y'all noticing? I don't like you.
Isn't it funny? The juxtaposition.
Or you could say this is what all people who work for the government's like. Oh!
Bye! Hey!
All right, cool. Yeah,
All right,
there we go.
That was the winner.
That was the winner. There we
That
go.
was the winner on the first season of the Crusades.
First season of the Crusades was a hot one.
I'm sure we'll circle back a couple of more times in the future.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All right, cool. So then that's the winner.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hat-word of the day. This is the hat-word of the day.
What up? Thank you so much, Miss German Lady. Now we've got another one. We have the hat word of the day. The hat word of the day today is It's not really a hat word.
Well,
It's just some more hat fucking stuff. It's cool hat stuff. I don't know. Here, I'll find a hat word.
I was gonna say that makes me furious
All right, cool.
because
Yeah.
we have a fucking theme song.
Right.
Will she didn't say
She didn't say-
here's a bunch of random bullshit Will found this week. She said hat word of the day, and she said it just like that. Will
Yeah, she did.
she worked hard on it? Will,
She worked hard on it.
and this is how you pay her back. This is how you show respect. Fucking co-op shirt. You don't cooperate with shit, motherfucker. I'm keeping all of this. It is a lovely sweater though. I really like it. It looks like something. Did you get it at a thrift store? Never mind. Focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Focus
no,
on what
no,
you're doing.
I am.
How are y'all doing today? That's great. I love y'all. This is unconscionable.
All right.
We back?
Yeah.
Sweet.
What's going on? It is time for the hat word of the day. My name is Will Loden, and I look up fun shit every once in a while. And our hat word of the day is the Balmoral.
Okay.
Balmoral.
Do you have to say it like that?
I kind of do.
You have to growl it and
Balmoral.
okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It's the Scottish hat that they
Okay.
always wear when they're playing the fucking bagpipes and shit. It's the
Oh.
Highland cap. It's
It
the,
definitely sounds like something you say at a bar before a fight. So
the Balmoral.
like, I don't know. Them's fighting
Ugh,
words.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it came out in like the 1850s, and
Okay.
it's
I bet they still wear that when they get like married and
dude,
stuff.
they definitely do.
I went to a couple Scots wedding. They all had the kilts on and stuff. So
Yeah.
I didn't see any of those hats, but maybe they just weren't real enough.
yeah, no, that's
Maybe they let their ancestors down.
the
How do I know?
Highland way.
I've been to the Highland Games too, where they throw around logs.
Yeah.
Caber toss, they call it.
That sounds almost racist. You know?
Oh, what's funny is in the back they had clan meetings, but they were like family
Yeah,
clans.
yeah,
I'm like, this
exactly.
is a bad sign. I hate everything about.
Lots of clans.
You're
around
lucky
here.
this isn't a C. This is a C clan with a C, but still.
Well, they're very similar in that they dress up in a very special way, and
Yeah.
it's mostly white people at these clan meetings.
Somebody's got to rebrand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone needs a hard rebrand.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. So that's the hat word of the day. The
And-
Balmoral.
And who do we have to thank for the Howard of the Day?
Who
Will?
do we think? Who do we think every day? The Village Hat Shop of San Diego.
Since 1980.
Yeah.
Since 1980. Think about that.
By the way, whoever is their website designer just did a rebrand, and it looks crisp.
Nice. Way to go, bud.
Yeah. There we go.
That's awesome. Shouts out to our man. We love them.
Yeah, we love them so much.
We love them something fierce.
Yeah.
San Diego Hat Shop. And what is it again? Hat Shop of San Diego.
Yeah, the Village Hat Shop.
Village
of
Hat
the
Shop
Village Hat Shop of San Diego since
1980.
1980.
That's extremely important.
It is. Reagan wasn't even in office yet.
Not even for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't even make America great yet.
They've been making hats that have been making America great again since 1980.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something special.
Right.
Watch out, here they come, and they're coming fast. It's time for silly facts from the past. Silly facts from the past.
Hey, thank you, German woman. This is Silly Facts from the Past. This is where we talk about silly facts from the time period that we're discussing. What you got for us?
So I don't
William?
have as many facts this time.
I don't like
because,
that start.
No, well, because here's the thing. A lot of it was about the Crusades.
Look,
so
I get it.
could-
Your iPad was stolen.
Yeah.
Move the
Do
fuck
your work.
on.
Do your work.
That's not an excuse, you piece of shit. You have a notepad.
Yeah, that's very true. So here's my first fun fact: is in 1096 is the first documentation of anyone ever teaching at the University of Oxford. It was, like one of the oldest greater education institutions in the world.
That's a weird way to say that. Is that when it's opened, or that's it was the first
It was first
person
documented. So
documented
like, it
teacher?
Was,
It's been just a building. Like it's just been
Well, it was a
around.
church.
It was a library. Oh.
It was a church, and so like
Oh,
everything started out as churches, but then like just because of the way, one of the actual fun facts about the Crusades is that because we kept taking all of their shit, is that we got a bunch of old Greek and Roman knowledge back that was like forgotten in the West. A lot of people call that the Dark Ages, but it wasn't the Dark Ages. There's plenty of other time to discuss that, but basically, yeah.
That seems like that sticks in your craw.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was the first time that anyone ever wrote down that a priest was talking to young people to train them to be priests.
Oh.
So yeah, and Oxford is the oldest university in the West. So yeah, there's that. And then here's from all the way from China, Mr. Qin Yang was describing a silk reeling machine, which was like something how to like spin up silk, which is actually the world's oldest known mechanical belt drive. So that's just a neat little thing, you know. Like
it is a fun fact.
Yeah, those are two fun little facts. Another
what
one.
did he use it for? It was
To
for
spin silk.
spin
Yeah.
silk.
To spin silk into thread and stuff
And
like
then
that.
someone later was like, "Hey, we could use this for other shit."
Yeah. In essence, yes. And then here's just
And they gave him the credit. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet they tried to hide it.
Oh, definitely. Maybe he was just a bureaucrat who wrote it down. He was like,
That guy didn't do shit.
Yeah, I bet Qin Yang didn't do shit. He's just I just gave him a footnote in history, and I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, and then Pope Urban. I guess just fun facts about the anti-pope, you know, like
Dude, I'm very interested about the anti-pope.
So
what the fuck
So
is that?
the anti-pope is a guy they got into there was just beef within the papal church, like between the French Catholic Church and the Italian Catholic Church, and so like sometimes if there were more French cardinals, they would elect a French pope, and then the Italians would be like, no, there's no, and like
And they don't elect their own.
yeah. So there would be
Their own
like
pasta eater.
yeah, their own pasta eater who was based out of Ravenna. And so yeah, that's just fun things about that. Yeah,
Anti-pope.
yeah,
All right.
a lot like antipasta. But
No, we're ending it on that.
all right, cool.
Bye.
And now it's time for
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-tap-tow. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Ra-ba-ba-da-bow. Leave it.
This is where we make fun of hats.
Welcome to Lit Bits. This is where we make fun of the hats we've been discussing this episode, and our guest today is Jamal Rahal.
Coming in traditional garb. See, we're talking about the Crusades.
I misunderstood the assignment.
He came in hot.
I mean, I came in hot like that Middle Eastern conflict, baby.
Hey!
Starting off hot, baby.
yeah, no.
Have you ever just realized, like, I just realized, like, I'm kind of an idiot. I'm gonna tell you this.
I was like, this is so silly.
Yeah, I mean,
But hey, it's great.
It's called Silly Hats
Hey,
Podcast.
and it's original. No one else did that. You are a standout. That is standout stuff.
Yeah, that's probably as good as it's gonna get. So start off.
No. So we were talking about the First Crusade, you know, where we have a bunch of Vikings and Pope Clement being like, "Yo, y'all need to get out of here. Go help Jesus find Jerusalem again." And so we have some wonderful little tapestries and terrible paintings of people with silly hats. You know,
These crazy fever dreams that I'm looking at.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you've got
Is that looks like that little mini Russian dude. What's his name? Hezbollah? That guy? Like, you know what I mean? I've been starting to see him on TikTok. It's crazy. You know what I'm talking about?
Hezbollah's a terrorist group. So
No. His name is Hezbollah.
Yeah,
You know how there's a prophet named Muhammad? Dudes can be named that too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. No, but like,
I'm
oh my
an
God.
asshole. I'm the dumb bitch.
I'm putting the fucking turban back on him.
I know.
Yeah, no, so that's a fun fever dream that we get to see on one of the Bayou tapestries, where you have turbans versus
Ghouls? What are these? Ghouls?
iconically shaped helmets. God, I just want everything to work. And,
You know,
and then one guy with his crown right there, looking
right.
fantastic.
Looking like a big dog here.
You could tell this was drawn in Western Europe because they didn't know how to draw turbans. They're like, I don't know, make them shaped
Yeah.
like their head. Draw some lines through
What do
it.
them paper-looking heads look like?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They look like cloaks.
I
Yeah.
love the guy chilling up here, just rocking it. And his is one of the only dark ones. He's like, nobody can see me up here. Nobody can see me up here.
He's holding his
Dumping.
shield like, I just work here.
It's a job to me. I don't give a fuck about this.
I get off work at 5.
Is Jesus gonna sign these checks, dog? I don't know what the fuck this is. Oh my God.
Yeah, but we have a couple of So that's an old fun.
I just love that. When I saw that initially, I was just like, bro, like club music plays in my head. It's like, girl, you better work it. Like, you know what I mean? Look how just like, it's like, hello. Like, you know what I mean? It's so just
Yeah.
fucking, it pops, dude.
Hell
It's just
yeah.
like, who put that on there? It's like, it's fucking metal, dude.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, No,
Do
honey,
you
that
think-
looks badass.
Do you think he thought he looked tough, or like his friends thought he was like the RuPaul of Raiders?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was either worn by like RuPaul or the dude from Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
The only two people that could pull that hat off.
These are look pretty fabulous.
That was very good.
What's up, Syria?
For Jesus. Okay. What was it? I have to, since Patrick's not here, I have to like steal his joke from him. He said, "Man, that's the first hat to be used on the War on Terror, brother." Shouts out Patrick.
He said those were the first truck nuts too. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was good stuff. So here's some more tapestries of just guys with.
How do you guys they think they achieve such drip through jihad?
Yeah.
My jihad
Crusades
is
are just
drip.
Crusades are just unseasoned jihads, aren't
Right.
they? Yeah.
You know, you got to let them sit in the oven for a little bit. You know what I mean?
The baked chicken
It's
of
like-
jihad.
Yeah, it's like someone hasn't chosen their college major yet.
Right. It was
I'm
right in
gonna
front of,
jihad,
it was
I
right in
don't know
front of me the
what.
whole time.
That horse looks like it can't see shit.
That horse looks like it belongs in the KKK. Is it wearing something? Jesus Christ. I don't understand. What's up with that dude's, the horse's lips? Dude.
Yeah, these aren't the high qualityest of paintings.
No.
I'm going to be completely honest. When he texted me these, I had a hard time understanding what I was looking at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You hate that when you look at a picture. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I was starting to
And
like
then you're like,
question
oh,
my
I have to
vision.
write on it.
Right. Like I said, this just looks horrific. This looks like what God said an angel would look like. Just a bunch of just random little things right there. I don't like that at all. They look like mummies. Oh, I get it, because they're Middle Eastern. That's clever.
No, they got the crosses on. I think that those are the white dudes.
Could have
They
fooled
are,
me.
that is, yeah.
They're look. That's clearly a priest. He has a bowl cut, and he's
A
just
This
bowl cut.
crop is like a sick, like, horror movie cover. Like, there's all these.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's what they were fighting over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one's just a really beautifully detailed one.
Right.
Where they're like, yes, look at us. Look, there's Jesus.
This belongs
helping
on bad
us out.
comedy flyers.
Yeah.
Jesus. What is going on? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just... What? Like, you know what I mean? What is that? I just don't understand. Like, what
So
the
a lot of
fuck?
these not Middle East, they're middle-aged dudes.
Middle-aged.
Yeah. That's a bad Freudian slip there. A lot of these middle-aged dudes, they hadn't figured out perspective again, so they're just
Right.
drawing everything 2D like Mario.
This looks like a
Hell
dream.
yeah.
Like this, looks like you're explaining what your dream was like last night. You know what
This
I mean?
looks like a Waldo, like the first Where's Waldo?
Yeah. Where's
But you got to find our Lord and Savior.
Believe-
There's so many
yeah.
crosses.
I know. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
Choose wrong.
So
you
many
go to hell.
angry-looking people.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, that's aggressive. I love that.
Yeah.
This is so
It's
metal.
ornate.
Ornate. Jeez.
Let's try to move on. See what the next one is. I think I had.
What we got?
Oh yeah. So that was what they drew
Yeah.
for the Fatimid emperors, which
Mhm.
they do not look Middle Eastern.
I thought this was like Mongolian shit.
Yeah.
But it was like the way they were dressed, like just like, wait, this is different. Like,
I just love the pastels.
all right.
It's soft. It's very soft feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a hard time like roasting this guy's hat, because like honestly, if that was available to me, I would have worn that today, right now, and always and forever, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just a power move. Just I love it.
Cool.
King
I don't
shit.
like the smushed crowns.
Smush crowns are never my favorites.
It's a look. It's a look, apparently, because, you know, how are we all going to come up with the same crown? We
Right.
wouldn't. That doesn't even make sense. That's why all our hats are different.
Yeah.
But they went smushed crown.
Jamal, where can we find you on the social medias?
Oh man, all over the place. No, I'm kidding. Dude, just look up Jamal Rahal. It's Jamal Rahal on everything. Jamal Rahal 1251 on Instagram. Jamal_Rahal on TikTok. Just Jamal Rahal. I'm kind of the
Nice.
only one.
And you run some really good shows all around town. Tell us
Yes,
about
I
those.
sure do. What is it? I run Comedy Bathhouse every other Monday now at the Secret Group. I have a monthly showcase at Bohemios. Next one, we got Jerry Wayne Longmire coming up on that one.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Love him.
And that one's on the 9th. And then I got Off the Dome, a monthly showcase at Rudyard's. And all impromptu, off the top. This was a bad way to advertise that.
I was going to say, this is...
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you know, because like I couldn't think of nothing. I wrote like 5 things down. I said them immediately, and I was just like, this is an open mic all over fucking again. I started off like 5 seconds hot, and I'm like, what the fuck you want me to say about these ugly ass dumbass pictures? So queer ass pictures.
So go watch him do this.
Go watch me do comedy and all kinds of crazy things around town. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course, appreciate it.
Bye.
Through jihad.
All right, welcome to Shoutouts. This is where we shout out people that have inspired us through learning, or shout out teachers or just people who inspired us learning. Sometimes Nick has other cool things. Who you want to shout out this week?
Oh man, I'm horrible at this.
Yeah.
I had an algebra 2 tutor.
Yeah.
Twice. And she was great. It was my fault I didn't pass, not hers. She was great. I actually understood it after she told me. I quickly forgot.
Right.
But the understanding was there.
Nice.
The previous classes didn't get that.
No.
So shout out to her.
Cool.
Yep.
I'll shout out my algebra tutor as well, Mr. Rainwater. He had a crazy mustache.
Really?
Yeah, his name was Mr. Rainwater. My dad's second wife was like, Will needs a tutor. And I was like, I don't need a tutor. It was like, you're failing, Will. Yes, you do. You need a tutor.
I found Mr. Rainwater.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm going backwards, not forwards.
He would just eat Chex Mix. And,
of course he would.
Yeah, he would just eat Chex Mix and tell me I was doing stuff wrong.
Here, Will, open this cigar.
Yeah. No, he was a really great dude. Math was not something that I was gifted with, but he tried very hard every other Saturday to help me with stuff. I remember he had a problem with block scheduling. He's like, why would you not eat dinner every day? Algebra is dinner.
I love this. Both of our shout-outs is to tutors that didn't help us succeed. But it's not because of them.
Yeah, no.
It's because
this
of
is all us.
Our failings. They did great.
Right. They understood algebra phenomenon.
Yeah. Couldn't have taught it better.
Well, shout out to you, Mr. Rainwater.
Shout out to you, whoever you are. I forget your name. And I kind of remember where you live. Just the neighborhood. Like, I remember it was nice.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Perfect.
That was it. No. And that's it for this episode of Silly Hats, a history podcast.
Yes.
And make sure you go to our website, sillyhatpodcast.com. We're on Twitch, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all those main things. Tell all your friends. Tell people. Subscribe, like. They always say like and comment. It helps with the numbers.
Algorithm.
I don't think that does. Subscriptions, that helps, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell people.
Yeah, subscribe, tell people.
Shout it at strangers when you drive by.
Please do, yeah.
They'll be like, what the fuck? Why are people screaming silly hat at me? It'd be hilarious.
I'm not wearing a hat.
Only to people that don't have hats. Then it'll just seem like you're mocking their hats. That's not cool.
Yeah. No, that's how you get into fist fights.
We want guerrilla marketing, not mockery.
Nick, how do they find you in particular?
I am at Nick Hates People on Instagram, Twitter, all that, everything, and nickhatespeople.com, and you can see where I'm going to be doing comedy and get merch and things like that. What about you, Will?
You can find me at Will_Loden on that Instagram, William Lynn Loden Jr. on Facebook, and at gunsandliquor.com for all my dates.
Love it.
Yeah.
God, I love that domain. It's shocking you were able to buy that domain name for less than like $20,000.
Yeah, it was super cheap.
Crazy.
It was awesome. Yeah, loved it.
A good domain name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, check us out, follow us, tell everybody, and all that stuff. And keep listening. We got a bunch more.
Yep. There we go.
And shout out to the Whiskey Brothers for having us here and be on the Whiskey Brothers Network.
Shout out to the Whiskey Brothers and the Whiskey Brothers Network and all things Whiskey Brothers. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a lovely whatever time of day this is for you.
Bye.
That concludes this episode of Silly Hats. Thank you for tuning into our program. Created by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Hosted by Will Loden and Nick Palermo. Researched by Will Loden. Audio and video editing by Nick Palermo. Video recording and additional video support, Slade Ham and Jerry Wayne Longmire. Brought to you by the Whiskey Brothers Network. Recorded at the Whiskey Brothers Studio. Featuring comedians Jamal Rahal. Special thanks to the Houston Public Library and the Village Hat Shop of San Diego, California since 1980. Follow Silly Hats Podcast on all forms of social media at Silly Hats Podcast. For a full bibliography, follow us on Instagram. We'd like to especially thank the Whiskey Brothers for their support. Drink up, chaps.